Well, good morning. How's everybody doing? In the workshop here, working on some spoons and whatnot. Kind of chilly day here, about 50 Fahrenheit. So it's not awful bad. Blue sky, nice weather. This old piece of wood here. And pick this piece up and back on the wood line back there. And hope everybody's doing good. Using the old hook knife here. Alright. Retirement days. How are you? Bud Files. Hello. How are you doing? Alright. Hopefully you're having a wonderful morning thus far. The spoon we were working on the last time we went live. Anyway, it's been up here in the ceiling now for a couple of days, and this is what it's starting to look like. I'll leave it in there one more day, but what we're going to do is we're going to turn it around here. That way the handle gets some of that stuff, but it's really taking on a pretty neat color. Sure is. Dominic, how you doing? Good to see you. Hopefully everything is going good for everybody in their respective parts of the world. This is a unusual shaped spoon, but this is what the wood gives you sometimes, and we'll make our decision whether we want to, flatten it out here. But we got a couple others that we've been working on. Let's see here. This one is coming up here. Yeah, this right here. This thing's ancient, and I mean it is really old. I should say the stick is really old, and it's got just the slightest little crank to the handle, but you see an imperfection in there, which is what gives you character, I guess. Sorry about all the jet noise, but we not much control that over there, so. Let's see here. Let me find that crank or that other spoon that we've been sanding down. This is almost dry. Amy Joe, good to see you. I've been watching your stuff. It's awesome, man. It really is. I love it. Crossover Paranormal Society. Good to see you. All right. Excellent. Yep. Amy Jo, you are an artist. I love it. If y'all haven't been over to Amy Jo's channel, you got to go check that out. It's just absolutely phenomenal. Yep. All right, let's see who else is in here. Mary's World, good to see you. How's everything? We got like 12 people in here. That's awesome. Appreciate it so much. all the fruit trees outside are starting to wake up. They've got buds on them. A couple of them have flowers on them. To me, it's a little early, but the way the climate's changing, who knows? So yeah, Amy J, I'm the same way with these spoons. I mean, it's just like when you start something, you really have no idea of what you're going to find inside of each uh, particular project. It's just like all sorts of hidden swirls and knots, and I agree, but it is relaxing though, isn't it? It's absolutely fun. You never know what you're gonna get into, or what shape you might have to alter things. Yeah, I agree totally. I was watching that one you did. It kind of almost looked like a Sasquatch guy. I guess that's what it was. I think. But I thought that was so cool. I really did. That's awesome. Yeah, starting to get nice and smooth in there. Yeah. Okay. Crossover Paranormal Society. How you doing? All right, Amy J. It was supposed to be here, turned into the Wolverine. Okay, okay. All right. Well, I still think it's awesome. I really do, man. I do. All right, let's take a look at the other side of this thing. It definitely needs some sanding. You can see like little voids in the wood where like maybe bugs or something once lived long, long ago. I was going to get something better on the. Well, I tell you the truth, it's to me. Whenever time I start a spoon and I think it's gonna, have a certain shape. I mean, this right here started out being more of a traditional spoon, but I thought it had more character by doing it kind of like this. And this thing is ancient. I mean, this is seriously, seriously old spoon right here. I want to say about 20 years old. But thing about it is we may have something in mind, but doesn't anybody really know what we have in mind? So you just keep carving away and whittling away and trimming away until it becomes something. All right, let's get this other piece of sandpaper and give it a few minutes of that. Let's see here. That is true. Sometimes the wood makes it for exactly. You are so correct. Yep. Craig's Outdoor Adventures. Good to see you. Yeah. And especially when you're dealing with like spalted wood, like something like this. You just don't know it's happening until you get up in there. You got hints at what's going on, but I mean, some people might say, "Oh, that's ugly," but I don't know. I think it's kind of, I like it. So, but anyway, I like it too. I mean, I've got whole logs of that kind of stuff out here. Spalted wood, ambrosia maple, got hunks of burl out here that. And we made a blank. Where is that blank? I'm not sure. Here it is. I plan on reducing this down, make something out of it. This was a piece of burl wood, and it had a bunch of spalting running all through it. But I mean, this stuff is hard. Oh my goodness, it's hard. And we're gonna reduce this down to size and everything. But I mean, where do you start? I mean, all of it's beautiful. I don't know. maybe just reduce the size of the handle and leave this part relatively untouched. I don't know. Yeah, the colors are just, it's amazing. And here's a blank that from an old nectarine tree. I hadn't done anything with it yet, but when we finally get to this, man, it ought to be pretty unique. And this coffee scoop, it was from the same tree. It almost kind of looked like a fat wood. Yeah, the colors are beautiful when it comes to. You just go right out in the yard, right out in the woods or something like that, and pick yourself up something, and you really don't need to order anything if you live near the woods. If you got a live or a video being dropped, anybody in the chat, tell everybody about it. That way we'll know where to go, when to go. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Oh, neat. Yeah, it's really cool. Got a big old pile of logs the other day. They're still sitting in a big heap out here, and we'll get to that here in a day or few. It's warming up right quick now here. Before you know it, it'll be your super humid, super hot days here in the south of the USA. This one here is got some pretty neat grain markings in it. You can actually see how it's starting to change up. Like I said, that one that we've been staining that we did the other day. It's definitely taken on a really unusual color. Maybe Joe, I live on the plains, so I got most of my wood when people give it to me. Not many trees around here. Yeah, I can understand that. You're what, Colorado? Yeah, you'd be in heaven here. It's pull outside the road and see a limb or a log that's been laying there on the ground for a week, and pick it up, throw it in the truck, and head on down the road. Yeah, Eastern Plains of Colorado. Yeah, I'm right here on the Atlantic coast of Virginia. If you look at your map, you'll see Norfolk, Virginia. Look right across the harbor there, city called Newport News. But all behind me on the other side of the water here, it's just woods and everything else is as far as you can see. So, and then all these trees in the backyard here on the property, and fruit trees. They got willows, maples. There was some elm across the road there. There's a bunch of cedar and forget what else is all over. A bunch of stuff. Yeah. Leave it to me to find a hobby that requires wood. I don't have that. That's okay. Might make a field trip to someplace that has a bunch of woods and just drive them down the road. And I mean, maybe if it's hit the ground, it's fair game, right? Here, I mean, you could drive up and down the road, and people have put stuff on the curb. You could go to one house that's taken a tree down and have enough wood to last you for a great long time. And some of the wood I store in the other shop, and I let the heat and the dryness change it. Then other stuff I leave it laying out in the yard and let the rain and the sun and the wind get to it and the bugs, and which is how you get that spalted look. Let it lay in contact with the ground. And then check it periodically, make sure it's not starting to turn to pure rot, you know. All right. We've had land in Oklahoma that I could stock up on wood, and when Jamie goes hunting in the mountains, he brings me back aspen. Ooh, yeah, that's awesome, man. Outstanding. So what you got planned next? You gonna try another Sasquatch or? All right, let's turn this thing here. Hit a woodpecker. This thing's definitely gonna have some pretty cool grain markings in it. This piece of wood is ancient too. That woodpecker's going to town over there. Sound like Morse code, doesn't it? Not sure yet. I need to carve a few eagles on basswood. Awesome. I've got all sorts of spoon blanks that I made over the last few months that I need to finish up, and all that big pile of wood out there that we just got. Process it, because it's going, like I said, we're not far away from the super hot temperatures here. Usually by the time May gets here, it's already, 80 to 90 Fahrenheit. Humidity max. Trying to be inside the shed gets a little tough, so I just kind of find myself some shade out there underneath the trees, and of course I got a fan in here this year. Okay, man. We got 6 people in the room. That's awesome, man. Appreciate it so much. We got this hunk of nectarine tree that we'll make some coffee scoops out of. Yeah, buddy. All right, let's turn this one like this, and we can get this other side. There's definitely going to be some pretty unique markings inside this guy. All right, let's try the old sanding block here. All right, let's see here. Not sure. That's a car. Okay. Yeah. You can see how the grains and the texture of this wood, it looked like what we got was, this was the main trunk of the tree, and all this was out past the center. Mm-hmm. Okay. I gotta go. Getting packed for a road trip. I will catch up with you. Yeah, safe travels. I appreciate you stopping by. I sure do. We got I'm gonna take our back up ever so slightly. We get that way we get a bit bigger of a picture. Okay. Take our detail knife here. You'll see some of these hot spots. Kind of round everything out. Yeah, it's gonna be really nice colors. All right. That woodpecker. Going to town out there. That's that tap, tap, tap you're hearing out there. Woodpecker having himself a good time. Okay. Harm Bay, how's everything? Yes, you hear a woodpecker. He's having himself a good time out there. That's one of the ones with a red head. I think the ones with the red heads, they're not called red-headed, they're called red-bellied or something like that. But, yep, that is a woodpecker. He's making himself a good old time out there. Yeah, there he is up in that willow tree over there. Yeah, I saw him out there in the bird bath an hour or so ago. I came out the door this morning and the red-headed woodpecker was just sitting there watching me. Am I running behind there, old buddy? This is that spoon that we were working on the other day that we put in the sealant. I'll let it stay in there one more day and flop it around so each side of it gets really, the colors are really starting to come out in it now. Yeah, it's got a really deep, dark color to it. And like I said, that piece of wood and this one right here, this probably sat in the workshop. I want to say somewhere in 1999, 2000. So it's got some age on it, and it really dried out nice here in the last day or two. flattening out the edge here so it has a uniform lip. The trick on this spoon stuff is knowing when to stop. Yeah, because you can keep on sanding and sanding and sanding, and then you hit a spot that'll break. You know, Kiki, good to see you. How are you? Hopefully everybody is having a great day. All is well in their respective parts of the world, so to speak. Hard to believe it's Wednesday already. Already coming up in the center of March. Crossover Paranormal. Hi, y'all. See you later. Have a blessed day. Same to you, man. Be safe out there. Alright, let's turn it like this and work in that little shoulder area there. Okay, let's see here. Let's see, and this one looks like a place where a limb started to come out, and then it must have broken off or damaged somehow. Then it sealed itself up, and then you can see where the bacteria and the bugs and all that got in there and created these bald spots. The thing about it is, when you're working on a spoon like this, I mean, the wood itself could be years, decades, a century old, and here you are working on something that is ancient. Okay. Let's see. Went outside and did some weed eating all around the property, and the grass isn't quite ready to start cutting yet, but it's not going to be long. All this rain and snow we've had, when it really, the grow switch gets turned on, I bet it's going to go crazy. right, let's go to this side here. Let's see the same thing here. Look like a limb or something started growing, and then you had like a pocket, a void, and there was insects in there and sealed itself up, and got all the spalt spot in there. And you can see the beginnings of spalt lines in here. So this piece of wood is old, but it looked like it'd been on the ground for a while too. Yep, spring is almost here for sure. Do any of your children enjoy making spoons, working with wood? Nope, not a one. They sure don't. They're all, uh, what's the right word? We'll call them like bookworms. It's like outside. What do you mean outside? My oldest child, son, he is a sergeant in the local police department, so he's a very serious minded individual, and the youngest one is has a master's degree in history. So they're kind of, like I said, bookish worm, real serious minded. Said, outside, what is that? Oh, you mean that's that thing you walk from the car to the house and the house to the car? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or see, when like I said, I'll be 65 in November. And for those of us that grew up in the 60s and the 70s and probably 50s and 40s and all that too, there just wasn't all that much TV to watch. If you wanted to watch TV, you had, 3 channels, something like that. And you had the little rabbit ears, and you had tinfoil every which way. And then you had that little round thing that could pick up this, that, and the other thing. But if you got a 40-mile range on anything, that was doing good. And then the street lights turning on at night was your signal to go home, and just a different era, right? Different time. Yep. Yeah, about 3 channels. No remote. Yeah. Each time you wanted to change, you had to get up and, click, click, click. That's right. And then when they started, remote started showing up, they were like huge, And remember the old calculators and stuff? Oh my goodness. Yeah. Just a different time and everything. And you got up in the morning time and you went outside and you were out there until you couldn't see no more. Remember how you used to call you home, mom, dad, older brother, sister, whatever like that. Got on the front steps, loud as it could. David. Yeah. And you could hear that for like a mile. Yeah. And where we grew up, it was, oh my goodness, it got dark. Remember heat lightning? Yeah. It'd be a storm 35, 40, 50 miles away. You can see the flashes. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Be 5 blocks away. David. Yeah. You remember too? Yeah. But you kept an eye on the street lights anyway. When you knew that they were getting ready to pop, it was time to get on the old bike or get them legs motoring. All right. Okay, man. We got 5 people. You had 11 thumbs up. I appreciate it. So hang on here just to get a bit more done, then we'll go outside and try to get more progress done on those raised bed planters. It isn't not going to be too long before it will be planting and everything. All right, let's turn it like this. And I heard the birds doing something out there. Okay. The squirrels and the birds are kind of jockeying around, you know. Yeah, summer vacation was the best. Catching fireflies, yeah. Riding your bike all day long. Did y'all ever make homemade ice cream and stuff? The old crank? Yeah. Oh my goodness, man. The good old days, man. Remember playing lawn darts and you never shut the main door. You know, the daytime came, the main door came open, and just the storm door was shut. Just a different time. Let's see here. Yeah, summer vacation. We finished up school. Well, here for many years in Virginia, they would finish up in late May, and then it went to June for like 3 decades, and you didn't get out until yeah, about June 10th, 11th. But now they've gone back to late May. For a long time, they had that Labor Day work bill thing, you know, so the older kids would be available to work, you know, vacations and stuff, or at theme parks and stuff. But yeah, you got to about June 10th, and you had all the way till September 3rd or 4th, where he went back, and it it lasted forever up until the last 2 weeks, and then it flew by. I mean, it sure did. Yep, ride your bike all day. You remember putting like playing cards in the spokes? Yeah, exactly. Yep. And thinking that you're evil Knievel and putting logs or something underneath a piece of old plywood and jumping and stuff, and you don't never see kids do that stuff no more. Well, you never see kids hardly anymore. Yeah. Yeah, the good old days, sure enough. Yeah, they're inside playing video games, and you know, I guess in some places, or probably a lot of places, that's probably the safest place for them now. I don't know. It seemed to me that it's just, I don't know, things have just changed so much, you know, and one day not long back, I came out in the backyard. It was on a Saturday here, and I was doing some stuff, and all of a sudden I could hear kids playing, and I said, "Man, there's something you don't hear every day." Where in our era, that was normal, you know. And then you would hone in on where all the sounds are coming from, and ride your bike, or run over, or jump a fence, or like that. Go find your friends or somebody to play with. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Probably have to might try something. The next thing we do might be do something with this blank here. It's nice and dry. That's gonna be some really nice markings in it. And then we'll take this spoon out of this stuff and let it sit out in the sun, let the sun bake all that sealing on there. Kind of almost like coloring an Easter egg. The price of eggs this year, I don't believe there'll be much Easter egging. I'll tell you. Yeah, it's been so hot here. You never see kids playing outside triple digits. Yeah, it gets hot here. We generally don't get triple digits. You know, now and again we'll get a 101 or something like that. But our big problem here is it gets to say 90 to 99, but the humidity is 90 to 99% along with it because we're right here on the ocean. And you take one step out the back door, or any door, and you're just like, woo, you know. And you can't wait till you get to the back inside. Yeah. And the further south you go from here, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, and all that stuff, oh my goodness. I think it's hot here. It steps its game up big time down that way. Texas, Florida, the humidity and the heat. Turn the news on the morning time, and the weather guy goes, "Oh, it's going to be about 97 today." And the good thing is you don't have to remember a separate number. The humidity's going to be the same. All right, let's see what's going on here. Okay, well, this is about as far as we're going to take this one today and let this dry out and firm up. So tell everybody thank you for dropping by, and we'll see you again on the next Rip Around. All right, take care.